Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will. I'm joined by my co-host over here, the Greeze. Say hello, Greeze.
Old flubber speech over here.
I started tripping, and I was just like tumbling down the hill, like a rolling
using
stone.
one of those new words.
Yeah.
Man, you tripping. That's what the kids are saying, dude.
Yeah, that's what they are saying,
Dude,
all of them.
That's
Every
sus,
kid.
bro.
Probably your kid.
That is sus.
Yeah.
My youngest said sus the other day. It was fabulous.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she's 4.
All right.
She's already in the lingo.
Give me a glass.
Well,
I'm
I
bringing
thought we were
more.
doing a shot of Fireball first. That's what you said.
I'm not. Never
in
said
text.
that. You can
It's in text, Will.
prove it.
I could tell by the way
I'll tell you this
thumbed up one of my texts in the past 3 days.
It's a heck of a lot better than Fireball Grease.
What is
This is another Chris P sample.
Oh, God.
So this is Parker's Heritage Collection 10-year rye. This is last year's, so it's the 17th edition of Parker's Heritage.
This is going to suck. Like real bad.
51% rye, 35% corn, 14% malted barley. This is 128.8 proof.
Limped in with the rye.
Why? Only being 10 years and 128.8?
51%.
No, that's like what what's the why can't I think of it?
the thing?
Rittenhouse in
I
Pikesville. They're just they're barely rise.
Okay, so this is a 10-year
It's a bourbon drinker's
Rittenhouse.
rye.
That's all this is. It's a 10-year Rittenhouse.
Except for Rittenhouse is only 100 proof. This is 128.8. So there's a lot of
straight
variables
from-
different.
Yeah.
Except for just having the same mash bill. Yes, precisely the same.
Yeah.
Except for everything about it.
Well,
If it were bottled in bond 10-year Parker's Heritage Rye, yes, that would be.
it's like all these
10-year-old.
dadgum distilleries. It's like, we got one mash bill for this.
Oh, heavens.
Is that what happened?
This may be one of my favorite drinks ever. This
all
smells
you've done
incredible.
is smelled it.
Yeah, take a little whiff-see of that.
I did. It smells okay.
No, it smells okay. Oaky.
It does
smells
smell
okay.
It smells oily and a little bit of complexity to it.
and some tree bark.
It's got girth.
This is a girthy whiskey.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen the bottle?
Yeah, it's girthy. Stubby, yet girthy.
They wrap it good, though. It's got a good wrapping. The Parkers?
There's some missing spots.
Well, there's tattoos on it.
Yeah. I don't know. We should end this. The whole thing.
Just end it.
Shut it down.
No,
Oh, man.
I don't want to.
I don't want to,
I don't
sir.
want to. All right, let's figure out what a Heaven Hill Parker's Heritage 10-year rye feels like. How do you feel about it? Did you do it?
I haven't drank it yet, no.
Oh, I thought you were. Oh, God.
128.8 proof or 100 even. I mean, that's
I'd go 107.
butter.
I'd go 107. That is butter. That's
Butter.
exactly what that is.
Buttery, man. You ever had like you take a bite of a biscuit in the pat of butter hadn't completely melted, so you just get a big old hunk of butter and it's great. It's softened, but it hasn't completely melted. That's what drinking this is. That is the mouthfeel.
Okay, well, all you had to do is kind of like soft butter, not melted butter. That's all you had to say.
It's not melted all the way.
You know when you got
Edges
that
of it are.
biscuit? I mean, I know you and I love biscuits.
Yeah.
That's
I compare
well
everything
known.
to a biscuit.
It's well known. I haven't eaten a Hardee's biscuit in probably a year.
It's been about a week for me, so
Yeah, keeping the LBs off though. I feel like
you can tell the difference between Hardee's and non-Hardee's right here if you're watching live on YouTube.
well,
Some of us DoorDash Hardee's. Some of us haven't touched it in a year.
I don't even want to burn calories
pick.
on the way to Hardee's.
Oh, man. I'd take a jog to Hardee's if they made me.
Yeah,
It's not that far.
I mean, it's 2024. Who's going to do that? Nobody.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to.
I mean, like I said, if they made me, I'd do it.
Well, a neighbor came into my house. By the way, we just have an open door policy here, apparently. My neighbor came into my house and was panting.
Oh, no.
And her husband was already there and be like, everything okay, babe? She goes, yeah, I just overdid it. He goes, did you run? And she goes, no, I don't run.
What did she too.
She walked.
She overdid walking?
I guess.
Okay, she needs some
She's been
assistance.
watching those Olympic videos, I guess.
Like the power walking?
Yeah.
There's a lot of rules to that sport.
Yeah, you got to have the heel down.
Like one foot's always got to be touching. If it's not, you're running.
I'm trying to figure out if I can poke a hole in that, and I don't think I can.
Well, I mean, they've got a rule book.
Because there's, I mean, I guess a hop.
Hop, skip, and a jump. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not that event. It's power walking.
Okay.
Yeah, so my daughter had her tonsils out this weekend.
Yeah, I know. She did fine.
Like a boss.
She was like a little loopy.
Oh, yeah, the Valium. She got that good right before.
Uh-huh.
She was feeling great. My favorite thing, we took some video. I was not going to post them publicly because save her dignity, but they'll be in her wedding video one day. But she looked at me and she goes, Dad, you should go to the store and get something for yourself. I said, what should I get? She goes, a bag of Doritos.
Oh, yeah, the blue ones.
She goes, it's purple and spicy.
Purple. Yeah, that was it.
So that was a hit. We were rolling. She was having a great time. Did really well. She's being wheeled back. She's like, bye, Mom.
Any attempt that I have to get anesthesia, I jump at it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm pretty sure my appendix is about to rupture. Even though, I'm like dry heaving, vomiting.
You already have it out.
Well, yeah.
This is the second time you went in for an appendectomy.
Doc, I'm pretty sure I've got another appendix.
Can I get an appendix transplant so I can get that one taken out?
Yes. God, that's 2 anesthesias.
Oh, right. Yeah. Double.
Yeah. I like the phrase 2 anesthesias.
Yeah.
How can I get 2 anesthesias?
And double up. Oh, man.
Go in there and get your tonsils removed. I'd like to get 2 anesthesias, please.
Or it's like, can you just do one this week and the other next week?
I feel like I just get so much rest
Oh, yeah.
on anesthesia.
Yeah. Yeah, you're literally blacked out.
Yeah, it's like I'm having a conversation with my wife and I'm like, I'm so tired. She's like, well, why don't you take some melatonin? I was like,
I'd rather just have a surgery.
I think I want some anesthesia.
Yeah.
That's just how it rolls, man. That's
Man.
It rolls off the tongue, anesthesia.
Yeah. My favorite is the anesthesiologist at this surgery center that was, very kind. Like, they were all great, but clearly he's like just an anesthesiologist for everyone. And I think he probably does anesthesia more for adults than children. Like, that's probably the percentage breakdown.
how often do kids need to go under?
Right, but
not much.
Friday is tonsil day at this surgery center. It was almost every single person in there was a child getting their tonsils out.
Friday.
Uh-huh. Woo.
Cheers, right?
And for some reason, he was like explaining it to our 6-year-old who's already taken the Valium, what's going to happen, like as if she's an adult. He's very soft-spoken, very kind. And then at the end, he's like, do you have any questions for me? Oh, gosh. And she's just staring there. And she's
like, why are there 2 of you?
She goes, no.
No. Let's get this done, Doc.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me? It's like, what questions are getting? Like, also, everything you said is above her head. She has no clue what you're talking about.
Right. Why don't you look over here towards the garden?
Then we're going to give you an IV. And it's like, she has no clue what an IV is. Like, he's explaining the process, but not saying, you'll have something on your hand, but you won't even know it's there. Like, none of that. Just straight up. And then you'll have an IV where we'll be giving you medication intravenously, and
we'll be administering.
Yeah, exactly. So that was a trip.
That's great. Yeah. That's great. Will and I both just got texts about a local egg man.
Oh yeah, Secret Egg Society.
Yeah, they're illegal. We have a local grown egg farm.
Yeah, they're from Hawks. Actually, it's Hawk eggs.
Oh yeah, dude. The nucleus or whatever you call it in the middle of the egg.
Yay, the yolk.
The yolk. Yeah.
I mean, it probably is a nucleus. It's cellular level.
Yeah, it's like way darker.
Oh yeah,
in Hawks.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of hawks are.
You ever eaten a hawk?
They're a predator species.
I mean, I've had a few hawks in my time.
Have you seen hawks pick up like Shih Tzus?
Yeah, you just want to say Shih Tzus.
Well, that's the first little dog name I could figure out.
Yeah, Chihuahua.
Because I
used to have one, a Chihuahua.
Golly.
What's that dog's name?
Molly.
For some reason, I'm like, wait, have you had 2 dogs named Maggie?
God.
because that would be on brand.
I'm kind of thankful that she did hate our youngest kid when she was a baby and peed right next to her head and stuff. So we could finally be like, you know what?
Now's the time.
You're out.
Yeah.
You're out.
See ya.
She went to a great home. Somebody knits her sweaters now and makes dinner for her on the stove.
I'd like to go to that home.
I don't know, dude. Those people have zero regard for humans. It's all about the dogs.
Well, that's good. Good for them. Then she's in a great place.
Yeah, it's like how how are you excited about every 15 years you're just going to sob?
Oh, I don't think they think of it in those terms. I'm going to have a little bit more of this because it was
butter.
Butter.
A little scotch.
Just a little half ounce.
It is scotch, right?
You do this every
I can't
week.
remember what.
You've confused me.
Scotch?
I don't even
it's
know.
It's not a scotch. It's a scotch.
I think I say scotch.
You can't even.
I can't even remember. You confused me so much by asking so many times. I'm like, I don't know which one is right anymore.
Well, it's
like you're performing a psyop on me over here.
Well, I'm still trying to figure it out. Basically, like
There's a lot you're
effect
trying
and
to figure
effect.
Well, that I can explain to you.
Really?
Yeah. You affect something. So it's like an adverb or there's an action to it.
Like if I do it?
Yeah,
so an effect is
I had
like a guitar pedal?
Yes, and an effect is an outcome.
Okay.
So like E with effect is like the outcome, like cause and effect.
Okay.
You can affect the outcome. You can cause it to happen. You can have a cause on that outcome.
So that's affect.
You can affect the effect.
Gonna ask that again. Definitely gonna ask that again.
100%.
You affect me.
Right. That was proper use.
Not
And
you
what's
affect me.
And what's the effect of that? Grammar. People love that. They're going to be living for this.
I can't.
Crocs and QR code.
That was a good one. That was fun.
Yeah, that was a good episode.
That was fun. We got a couple of texts about that one.
Yeah.
Really digging this Crocs and QR codes episode.
Hey, man. It was a heck of an episode.
Yeah.
We had some fun.
Yeah. Last week's was a day delayed. It's called Reverend. It was delayed today.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
Sometimes that happens, you know?
Well, I did my part.
You did.
Yeah.
You've delayed it sometimes.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I got you the file on time.
You did. You did.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying...
I had downloaded it, and I had emailed it to myself for ease.
Ease and ease.
For today when I got home. And I just didn't have time.
Didn't do it.
Could not make it happen.
Did not.
About 6:24, I was like, I can do this. And then I was like, my laptop is going to take 45 minutes to export this thing. Not happening.
You decided against it.
It's all right.
Yeah. So we've been doing, we've done them quite a few times now. This was so good. This is butter.
This is stupid. It's
one of the best Parker's Heritage I've ever had.
I would agree with you on that. Because I've had some that are crazy over oaked.
Yeah.
I've had some that are way too thin.
Yeah.
That I'm just disappointed in. This one, I mean, I've had 2 sips of it and I'm still enjoying it.
It's like a flawless whiskey.
It's pretty flawless.
I haven't found a flaw yet.
Yeah.
What effect does it have on you?
It's effective.
It is effective. Which one did you use?
E.
All right. Good job.
Yeah.
Whew. Hot dang. Trying to think what's been going on. I've been a little bit out of it because we've been tending to the needs of the princess who had her tonsils out.
Yeah.
So didn't really do too much this weekend.
Some reviews are in about the new A24 release of Elijah Craig.
Oh, yeah? What are they thinking? Good?
Well, Men's Journal said it was the best tasting one yet.
Oh, you subscribe to Men's Journal? You get it in the mail?
Well,
Greeze still
I get
got
marketed to.
Interesting.
Yeah, because I'm a man.
I'm surprised that
I journal.
Get served. You don't journal.
I mean, I want to.
What is a journal? Do you even know?
It's the book. And you can put tabs on it and stuff to like know where your place is.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Bible.
Yeah, except for that's like a journal that you're like journaling in.
Yeah,
Men's
like you
journal
write
is referring to like a volume of like a literary journal or
it's just
like that.
it's a binding of papyrus.
Oh,
And
how do they make that?
I really do love that.
You like papyrus?
I think I've heard that you can make paper with blue jeans. Like you just
That wouldn't be papyrus.
disintegrate blue jeans.
Oh, you mean you're talking about? You remember those pencils that were recycled denim?
No.
That was a thing
Yeah.
in like middle school.
Mm-hmm.
They had recycled denim. They had recycled money, where like the actual like shaft of the pencil
Okay.
was
Okay.
was recycled money.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, this pencil has $100 in it. And then there were blue jeans, denim, that type of thing. So another thing you can do with denim, you know, this cool trick if you're wilderness survivaling. So if you take a pocket knife
Okay.
and you just gently rub it on your jeans, not scrape
Oh,
it.
kind of like Flint.
Yeah, well, no, it
Fire starter.
it gets lint for you.
Yeah.
Like a pile of lint, just all the fibers on top.
Okay, I was one letter off.
And you get just a little bit, and that can be a fire starter. Yeah. And then you can use a flint to strike sparks into said lint,
Yeah.
and the flint and the lint can make a fire.
Yeah.
Pro tip. Learn that in Wilderness Survival Merit Badge.
So this new A124 Elijah Craig release,
Yeah.
speaking of Heaven Hill,
Mm-hmm.
it's 119 proof, which is the second lowest proof. And it features an age statement of 10 years and 9 months.
Oh, wow.
Why can't they just sit on it?
That's young.
I know.
Normally 12 years old.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Well, I am outraged.
I kind of am.
I'm
I'm
outraged.
kind of outraged about
It
that.
represents the youngest barrel in the batch.
Well, right. We understand that.
Right.
That's how age statements go.
Right.
And it is a batch.
But
However, could they not have withheld that one? Like, I mean, that's them saying the youngest barrel was that, as opposed to them having a lot of younger than 12-year whiskey in that batch. I don't think they picked one 10-year, whatever month barrel and dumped it into a batch of 13-year whiskey. And we're like, oh, crud, we screwed this one up.
well,
now
all
we have
those
to do-
store picks are, 8 to 11 years old.
Right. So you keep using those for the store picks and keep on keeping on with the 12-year age statement.
Yeah, I mean, what's the difference? I would rather have a 10-year, 9-month single barrel
Right.
than a 10-year, 9-month batch.
Right. Well,
Because
Sure.
there's older stuff in that batch, obviously.
maybe.
It's a pretty big batch.
Maybe not. Maybe they've spent it all. All that whiskey
This is all from the same season.
it was burning a hole in their pockets.
Sister barrels.
Burning a hole in their pockets. They
Dude, I
couldn't wait
feel
to
like
get that whiskey out there.
I feel like whiskey is kind of it's not selling like it used to right now.
I went and bought some whiskey at the store the other day.
Great.
Old Granddad Bottle and Bond, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, man, I haven't picked up one of these in a while because I love it.
I'm a big
And
fan of
I-
114.
114's great, but I've been making old fashions with a bottle and bond, drinking a little nip here and there. Neat. It's great.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm trying to think about what I've been drinking a lot of like Old Forester 100. Not a lot,
Yeah.
but I
But
did.
that's what you've been dipping into.
Yeah. Like the past month or so, I've finished a bottle.
Yeah.
And I mean, Old Forester's great. It's in the pocket. It's a little lighter,
I did find a
a little sweeter.
2XO, the Tribute. Is that the third release?
Yeah.
We had Innkeeper, the Rise of the Phoenix or whatever.
And the tribute, and then you got the Jim of Kentucky.
Well, Jim of Kentucky's not in that same line. Jim of
Okay, well,
Kentucky's
I'm just saying of
single-
all the releases.
No, I'm specifically talking about because then there's the American Oak. It's like the lower cost one, which is great. I love that one. But then there's the Jim of Kentucky
is a buy.
is the single barrel, and which is also a buy at 200. But then there's the kind of mid tier, which is Phoenix, Innkeeper, and now Tribute. So I have one of each now.
And those were $100, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I love the bottles too.
No, it's looking good.
Black bottles with,
Gold embossing.
the artwork is killer. I mean, it's simple.
Yeah,
but it's like it's.
I like that.
It's
each
a
one has
classier
different logo.
smoke wagon look.
Yeah, smoke wagon's like Old West.
I know,
But-
it's got tempered glass or whatever it is.
I don't know that that's the right one.
Pewter,
No,
pewtered glass.
no, embossed glass with like all the
Well, no, but what about all the dings in it?
dings.
Yeah, they've got.
It doesn't have dings.
Or like what is
Tempered glass is a car window,
it? Okay, well, what?
so it doesn't shatter.
It's got a bunch of indentations on the bottle.
No, they're raised. It's embossed.
Okay, well, I didn't
Not
know
debossed.
embossed meant raised.
Yeah, and debossed is
I thought like you embossed a bottle, like you just wrote on it,
no. That's
like
endorsed.
with a crystal, like with one of those crystal ones.
That's engraved.
okay. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm getting it now.
Yeah. This is brought to you by Grease's linguistics class.
You know, I don't like
from
bosses.
North Chattahoochee State or wherever you know.
I don't like bosses. Bosses are
All right.
bosses.
Like a boss.
Like a boss, like an emboss.
I did bring something for the 15, but we're not there yet.
No, we're definitely not there.
No,
yet.
we're
We're checking our time.
We're like, how long we been going?
When are we gonna wrap this thing up?
We accidentally talked to each other at work and now have nothing to say. I was like, oops.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be catch-up time.
You did saunter in.
I did. Well, I did tell you that my son came down and scared the living crap out of me last night, where I have a sound machine by my bed that, like white noise and all that, but it has like 8 different sounds. But instead of just like selecting in between the sounds, it looks like a little mixer.
Oh yeah.
And so you can like, I like white noise, but I want a little bit of ocean.
You love a good mixer.
Maybe a touch of firecrackle.
go.
Like you can just you can create your own white noise blend, if you will. And so it's like 2:30 in the morning, and there's one sound on it that no one should ever use unless you are a day spa. It is a like kind of new agey flute sound, like ooh, ooh, like that.
I mean, it's kind of known that you don't go full flute ever.
Yeah, right. So
It's just weird. Have you ever heard a flute solo?
yeah, and this is like
I
not.
feel bad.
This
for
is
the
like
person.
an indigenous flute. This isn't like
like the Pied Piper or whatever.
This is like a Native American flute or something, or like a Aztec flute.
Oh yeah, you can't.
You
you can't attack those kinds of flutes.
So right, so just hold your horses on flute attack. However, 2:30 in the morning, all of a sudden, my son cranked that one all the way up, and so it starts me awake with. And I thought this was like the daggum second coming happening.
Well,
it was a trumpet will sound kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And-
Oh, rapture.
yeah. I mean, it was like I go, ah!
Okay, like
And then I look over and go, Henry, what are you doing? He goes, oh, hey, Daddy. Like, what are you doing here? I was just playing some tunes.
where's my truck?
I was just DJing on the old sound machine.
Where's my truck? I love. By the way, back to this A124 news.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
I love the fact that like this one's the best one yet, and here's here's the tasting notes. Okay, the flavor profile was straightforward and robust,
Straightforward.
offering aromas of
surprises.
caramel, baking spices, and toasted oak alongside hints of graham cracker and tobacco.
Okay.
The palate features vanilla, cinnamon, and black pepper, while the finish is long and layered with notes of brown sugar, baking spices, and leather. I mean, take those words, throw them in one of those bingo ball turners,
Yeah.
and just pull one out,
Yeah.
and be like, yeah, man, oh, dude, it's got hints of tobacco. You're right. It's got a little vanilla. Bingo.
Yeah.
You know, it's like baking spices. Woo!
That was definitely like
nailed
an AI written tasting note thing, because it was just every boom, and that's why it's straightforward. It was like, yes, they are the first ones listed in the tasting book. Boom, 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 boom.
Well,
boom.
you've also got
There
Men's
you
Journal,
go.
that are just like, man, okay, Google tasting notes, like typical tasting notes for bourbon,
Yeah.
and let's just roll with those.
Also, here's a 30-minute.
But here's the
plank
I
routine
also
you can
don't
do
want
every
them to
day.
be like it smells like you dropped like the What's that stuff?
Soap?
No. Oh, yeah. No, you don't want to drop the soap.
Yeah.
The weed killer.
Oh, Roundup.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Smells like a class action lawsuit.
yeah.
That's a heck of a tasting note, by the way.
The back of the pallet's like Roundup meets a sunflower.
Oh, wow.
It's dead.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
that's not
it lingers because it will not move.
right. It's herbicidal.
Herbicide, yeah, real floral,
but
like,
in
like musty floral. It's like, yeah, it's
decaying flowers.
Yeah. I mean, so I guess those notes are completely fine.
Sure.
But I feel like there was like a check written to Men's Journal and be like, hey, we're going to need you to say this is the best one yet.
Yeah.
Because it's the youngest we've ever produced.
We're going to need some backup on this.
Now, I do appreciate a good tobacco note on something typically younger than other offerings.
It's still over 10 years. You're still getting a lot of barrel influence.
Oh, yeah.
And
No,
faster.
I'm not upset about it being 10 years. My thing is, what are you offering differently than your single barrel program?
Something younger.
Yeah. But this is not a single barrel.
Yeah.
Now, here's the deal. We're going to batch it.
Right.
We're going to take a lot of barrels.
We're going to actually take a lot of barrels out of the single barrel program to accomplish this.
Right. And that's not.
No, that is kind of
That's not unique.
What set it apart was that you were still getting the 12 years age statement on those batches when you weren't necessarily getting that when it came down to the others, the single barrel program. They're a little bit younger. So, I mean, I've even seen some single barrels, I think, that are 8 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
I mean, I've got one here somewhere.
Yeah. Hard to find.
Not really.
In your house, whiskey?
Oh, yeah. Because you don't. Sometimes I just put it in alphabetical order, and sometimes I don't.
I don't think you've done that in quite some time.
You're right. I like typically in the back middle, there's maybe 8 bottles open.
Yeah.
On the sides is where we get a little nasty.
That's where it gets dirty.
Unless it's like, if I've got 2 or 3, 4 roses open, the rest are probably not open.
Yeah.
Because you want to see what happens when you leave something open.
Oh, well.
Where'd it go?
Is it this?
No. No, that's when metal meets the road.
Oh, yeah. Oh, what is this Stillhouse? America's
here it
Famous. Black Bourbon, Daytona 500, Great American Race.
Look at this gifted horse.
Ooh, you should just throw that away.
I don't want to.
Why is this unopened?
If anybody asks me, hey, man, what's in that? And I'm like, it's my pee.
Did you buy this recently? This Stillhouse Black Bourbon, official bourbon of the Daytona 500?
I bought it for Dustin Peed, and I haven't. I was going to ask him if he had it.
Yeah.
If he already had it, because I feel like he would. If he hasn't had it, I was going to gift it to him. But I've yet to ask him, and I've had it for a while.
He may find out shortly.
Well, I forget to ask, and I forget to give.
Yeah.
So
it's a double negative.
it's like at church.
To ask and you forget to give.
Yeah.
Woo! It's Monday. Oh, man.
It's always Monday.
Always Monday.
I mean, typically.
It's like we're like the bizarro Narnia, like where it's always winter, never Christmas. Here it's always Monday, never a bank holiday. I don't know. I could have thought that one out better, but
dude, May the 5th is coming up. Will
I know that's you like
eight completed years?
That checks out. Yeah, because we had 4 and 4. Yeah,
so we're gonna go. We're gonna go into the 9th year.
We're about to head in our 9th year,
dude. We're almost as old as the latest batch release of Elijah Craig.
We are I think officially the longest running bourbon podcast featuring 2 dads. So that's something we can take to heart.
I feel like we need. I
think we were forever, but
I feel like we need a shirt.
Yeah, longest running bourbon podcast featuring 2 dads.
I would wear that.
Yeah, I bet you would.
I mean, you know me in graphic tees.
Yeah, you love a lot of words.
We get along.
You love words on a shirt.
Or just like random bicycles or like a random 2-digit year.
Yeah, people are going to think you had like a court date or a funeral or something today because if you're watching, Greeze is wearing like a flannel with a collar.
Right. And I did, and I wear some shoes that kind of match it,
as opposed to a flannel without a collar.
And I
could see
didn't wear
wearing
my black jeans. I wore my, I don't know what color those are.
Those are gray.
It's like a blue gray.
That's not, well, first of all, gray typically has a hue of blue to it. Gray, unless you have like a warm gray, which just kind of looks like baby poop. Typically, you have a cool gray, has hues of blue in it, but it is still gray.
Okay. Well,
That's not blue.
I thought gray was black and white mixed together. That's why you call it a gray area. It's not like, oh yeah, blue slips in.
You've never had an issue with gray areas, have you?
No.
Like Courtney?
No.
Things like that?
Dude, I found some pictures.
Oh, you sent us one of you. First of all, it was a newspaper clipping, and I assume that was Cornelia's local finest.
100%.
All the news that's fit to print in Cornelia, Georgia. But it was Greeze playing in the Fourth Day Band, which is the very famous band where Greeze professed his love to his cousin on the
100%.
internet. That was the same band. This wasn't Wellwater, which arguably had more critical acclaim. This was Fourth Day Band.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
And you were playing, if I'm not, first of all, there was a typo. They misspelled your name.
They did.
On brand for a local newspaper.
Completely on brand.
It said Matt Gessler, and it was also you playing in your famous Fourth Day Band at what I believe was an abstinence rally.
It was an abstinence. Not believed. It was an abstinence rally.
Was there any hanky panky at this rally?
Well,
anything wild going on?
Well, as our buddy Troy said, it's a great place to pick up women.
Yeah, how many people attended the abstinence rally?
There was so many.
Was it because it was the only thing going on? Because I don't think you normally rally. Like, so. I understand like an abstinence curriculum maybe, but like a rally? Like, well, let's get together and rally for this.
Pretty much every youth group in the county came.
Showed up. Well, it was required.
Yeah.
It was required attendance.
There was like 500-600 people there. And
you had an all-star band.
You did, which is not to be confused with Third Day. This is the day after.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
the day that, like,
y'all didn't get it right on the third day. So
nothing was happening on the fourth day. Third day, resurrection.
Well, how many days after he was risen did he like levitate into the sky?
I think it was 30-something days after.
30?
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a minute.
I thought it was the next day.
No, it wasn't fourth day, which you may have thought, which may have been why you named said band Fourth Day Band.
My dad named it.
Okay. Did he have a rationale? Or did he ever divulge?
Okay. I'd get in the weeds trying to explain it.
Nah, it's really kind of here for the weeds.
Well, no, it's there's this camp or whatever, and like it's a 3-day camp, and then they express that the fourth day is every day after that. So like 9/12, that 9/12 feeling in America when everyone was united after 9/11. Yes.
Yeah, 9/12.
Yeah. So I guess we should have been called 9/12.
Well, I think that was pre 9/11, wasn't it?
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Also, I don't know if you should have done 9/12 as your band name. I don't know that people. That's like, I don't know.
We united under music the day after 9/11.
Yeah.
That's terrible. That's terrible to think about.
Yeah.
Actually, it's not. I mean, you should unite.
I went to the mall on 9/11. There was not a single person in there, but I bought the POD record that had Satellite on it.
Oh, dude.
Little known fact, that record came out on 9/11.
Huh.
Yeah. It was release day. I was like,
I can't say it.
My mom.
I can't say it, but there's a song on there. Boom! No, don't say that.
That's what it's on there.
I know.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. They should not have released that. They should have held it. They should have told all the stores, hold it a week. We need to hang on here. I went after school and got it. Not a soul in that mall.
Oh gosh. I mean, I didn't want to.
You didn't. I said it.
I know, but I softball. I mean, you knew where I was headed.
Yeah. That's ready or not.
No, I mean, and there's some people out there that don't think 9/11 was the way it happened.
There's a lot of people that have theories.
Yeah, I don't want to go into it.
I don't think that the moon landing video was real, especially after that debacle a couple weeks back.
Well, how'd they get the car down there?
What are you talking about?
How'd they get the car down there?
On the moon landing?
Yeah.
I don't think they did.
Well, there's a car.
Right, in the video.
The rover.
Right, in the video. Like that they rode around on?
Yes.
Yeah, what are you asking specifically?
That is, how did that get there?
Well,
Because I've seen what landed on the moon.
Does the government want, like, what they want you to believe? It went up in that little landing
I think
pod.
we went there before and we dropped stuff down we didn't land.
I think that they probably landed on the moon, but all that footage is hogwash.
Are you being for real?
Oh, yeah, 100%.
Really?
I think the footage was a propaganda piece, Cold War propaganda piece, that no matter what, if that rocket didn't make it or they didn't survive, there was a beautiful, simultaneously broadcast around the world film saying, hey, Russians, we won. But if they did land and came back, then they just continued the narrative. But regardless, they needed to showcase, look what we did to the Russians.
That's interesting. Well, how did they make it look like they were floating?
You're in the film industry.
Yeah, but I mean, that was like in the 1960s.
1969. Well, here's the thing. Okay, what's more believable? They could figure out how to make it look like they're bouncing, or they could simultaneously beam that footage everywhere in the world in real time in 1969.
Okay, that is insanely fair.
When they did this recent landing, right? They weren't able to show a live stream of them landing because they said we don't really have the bandwidth to do this.
Okay, so
in 2024 they can't live.
Yeah,
so
and they could barely talk to each other.
They had a CGI thing representation of what was happening at that moment that they broadcast in 2024. They're like, and now this is what's happening. And now this is what's happening. But it's all computer generated.
But we've confirmed that we have been to the moon since.
Says who?
That was a question. Like, do you believe that we've been to the moon since?
I think that Neil Armstrong and them probably did go to the moon in 1969 and the following missions that they did. I think they probably did. But
live, not.
Not a
that
chance.
was not live.
Not a chance.
So do you think okay, so
Stanley Kubrick did it.
Here's what could have happened. They go up there, they do that, and they film it. Then they come back, pretend that they didn't do it. Boom, we're back up there as soon as we possibly can. Air this thing as we're up there.
Nope.
That's too smart.
Yeah. Well, no. No, first of all, then people would be like, there's a giant rocket launch today.
Right.
So the first time when they sent them up there to film. Also,
you could be doing some tests.
Also, dude, you couldn't go through a airport scanner with a Kodak disposable camera because of the x-rays. And you think the film that they collected up there could survive going through the x-rays of the daggum atmosphere coming back and not get wiped clean? None of it makes sense.
Dude, we've got a lot to think about.
I know my boy Troy.
One of these things.
I know my boy Troy, Stealth Trucker, is tracking 100% with me right now.
He loves aliens. Or he believes them.
I don't know if he loves them, but he's encountered.
Right.
Yeah.
He has encountered. I wish I knew what was real.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about Epstein?
You want to go to the 15?
Let's do it. Hit the music. What? That was a jump clap?
I don't know. Time cues or something.
Oh, you think that that's going to help sync it? You don't think that there's this little button that says sync and it's just like
all right, and we're back from the 15. We're doing I'm dedicating this one to our boy Troy Couts up there.
Sorry, I was just finishing that Parker's.
Gannett, Hudden, Ohio. Because
Was
we're
that
gonna
German? What did you just say?
not nudden. Sounds like a sneeze.
Not none.
Canadian Hudden. This is what I haven't seen Booker's in our area in forever. So I got this in Kentucky. This is 2023 batch 3. So this is still about a year old. But it's a newer Booker's, and I haven't had a newer Booker's in quite some time. This is
I haven't bought a Booker's in probably 3 years.
yeah. So we're gonna try one of the later releases now.
Are we?
Yeah, that's what we're doing on the 15th, dum dum.
Oh,
So this is a mighty fine batch. This is 2023-03, 63.3% alcohol. So that's 126.6 proof. Age 7 years, 1 month, and 10 days. So that's what we're going
is
to
it called purity culture?
I just told you it's called mighty fine batch,
I understand.
which is
Is
also
it based on purity culture?
100%. It's mighty fine
Because
batch.
I was a musician for purity culture.
Yeah, you played at a rally.
Abstinence.
Obstinance. That's what you are. Yeah.
Abstinence.
Did you? Were you the headliner? Or were there other bands?
Definitely the headliner.
But were there other bands?
I don't believe so.
So you were
I
the
don't
only
recall.
band.
No,
A lot of speakers.
No, there was a local worship band that played before that. Heavy religious situation.
How long was said event?
Probably 2 hours.
So a lot of speakers.
No, there was just like 1 or 2 speakers.
How long was your set?
40 minutes.
40-minute set at an abstinence rally?
Well, we had like 12 songs or something.
Oh my gosh. And the problem is you up there, plucking the bass, that is a stumbling block
Guys,
for so many people.
100
Yeah, guys
dude.
too.
I mean, if you saw that, did you see that jawline on me?
Yes,
was a
Matt
pretty-
Gessler. Matt Gessler was a good-looking man.
He had a good jawline.
They booked the wrong band. They booked the wrong band.
Dude,
Don't get a sex symbol to play the bass
that's true.
at an abstinence rally.
That is true. I mean, everything but, like the traditional sex is fine. It's just that it's that one method that everybody's just like, stay away from that one.
Old Cornelia.
Yeah.
Did they know
cousin lovers
Did
up
they
there.
know that your bio professed your love for your cousin and had a pickup line?
I have been kicked out of like leading worship at a church before because of questions of my
Sexuality.
sexual preference.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Which was
Because didn't you said like, I love you, bro, or something?
Yeah, I was like, I love you, bro. Can't wait to give you a hug and kiss your face.
Yeah. And that was it for Greeze. Was that in Cornelia also?
I just love the fact that in that Bible that they love, Jesus kissed a bunch of people, a bunch of dudes.
Yeah. You're getting aggressive tonight.
Well,
You're upset.
abstinence, gets me in the zone, gets me in the mood.
All right.
Yeah,
let's
it
nose
was
this
it was an
Booker's
interesting time. Oh,
Or
best
Grease
thing,
goes off the deep end.
best thing ever about that abstinence rally.
Yeah.
Do you know "Hold My Hand"?
By Hootie and the Blowfish?
Yeah, we did that song,
Okay.
and
That you got in trouble for it?
no, we didn't get in trouble for it. However, Wellwater did play at a church before,
Mm-hmm.
and we did the "Keep Your Hands to Yourself" song.
Georgia Satellites?
Yes.
Don't tell me no lines. Just keep your hands to yourself. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a little racy to
Is
play.
it?
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, I said we did get approached and said that was inappropriate. And I was like, true love waits, man. I mean, what are they gonna say?
Yeah.
No, but we also did, instead of "My Girl," we did "My God." My God, my God.
Oh my gosh. You were awful. You were an awful band.
Here's the
You
deal.
weren't
It was
good.
very sweet for me to be able to play with my dad, but that band
Fourth Day played that.
did not help my reputation whatsoever. Did not. Thank God after that, it was, touring around the Southeast with a rock and roll band playing clubs. That was nice.
did stealing Jinkos and cigarettes help your reputation? I'm trying to figure out what's a good reputation.
Well, I
builder
didn't
for.
come out with that information until college. Actually, it was graduation night.
But being sweet and playing in a band with your dad at abstinence rally, that seems like you're an upstanding citizen.
Well, I also received the Heart of Habersham that year.
What's that mean? What'd you do to get that?
I don't know.
You had a pulse?
I think because I was in the paper playing music at an abstinence rally. They were like, who are we going to give the Heart of Habersham
Matt
to?
Gessler.
That guy right
That
there.
Gessler guy.
That guy right there. Let's just pick a human that's a teen that's doing really good things in our community.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
There was some some deception. That was not a great. Well,
I know. I love that you're like, that didn't help my reputation. I'm like, I don't think you had a great reputation.
No.
If you're.
well, I mean, yeah.
Courtney and all.
Courtney, if you're listening, which you're not.
Thankfully. She'd be so upset we get a cease and desist so fast.
I love you and I can't wait to hug you and kiss your face.
Kicked out of the youth group for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this smells great. This takes me back to some Bookers of yesteryear.
That is peanut M&Ms, like chocolate. Not as nutty as I remember.
This isn't as nutty, yeah. But there
It's
is that
kind of
little
got
bit of
this,
peanut M&M like you said.
Oh, dude, you know what this is?
What? It's Booker's.
It's eating a piece of chocolate, chasing it with a Coke with that, like when you put a peanut down in the Coke.
Oh, yeah.
Like they used to do in the old days.
Yeah, you put some salted peanuts, roasted peanuts in the
bottom of the Coke.
In a glass bottle Coke, yeah.
Yeah, you can't do it with the can. That's stupid. But you can do it with a glass bottle. And
you can get a Jack and Coke with that in it at, I don't know if you still can, but you used to be able to at, what's that downtown Franklin restaurant that's connected to Cork and Cow? 55 South. 55 South, that's on the menu. It's a Jack and Coke with the peanuts in it. It's great.
Go get a Jack and Coke with the peanuts.
No,
Hold the Jack Daniels. I'm a purist. I'm from Atlanta.
No, but it's
Where
good.
Chick-fil-A and Coca-Cola reign. Could you imagine if Chick-fil-A was a Pepsi distributor?
They lose all their business.
Yeah.
You can't.
Like Taco Bell.
I mean, I get a Pepsi at Taco Bell because it's what they have. But I don't hate them for it. Well, yeah, but it's like, that would be like treason if Chick-fil-A did that.
Yeah, I mean,
straight up treason.
Yeah, because you're talking about your own country.
Right. United States.
Yeah. Death penalty.
Georgia.
Be hard though. I don't know. Who wins from Coke and Chick-fil-A? God's on Chick-fil-A's side. It's a very spiritual, religious episode.
Coke has a lot of money.
They do. They have a lot of money.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of money. Yeah, more than Chick-fil-A for sure.
Yeah. That's like the band of brothers splitting up and going their own ways, not sticking together. Yeah.
I hear Kirk Cousins is coming to Atlanta.
I did see that. 4-year deal.
Yeah.
How you feel about it?
Well, I'll feel really good about it if Brock Bowers is drafted round 1 by the Falcons.
Yeah. Tight end?
Yes.
You tight end? Yeah.
Yes. I mean,
that would be
the
great.
dude could have gone pro freshman year.
Right.
It was crazy. And the fact that
he's need to anymore because you can just make the monies.
Exactly right.
Right.
Like that, I think that's going to hold people in.
And I think that's probably good to help develop people.
Yeah.
More time to develop CTE.
Right.
You know.
What's going to be an interesting thing though,
yeah,
is you're going to see a lot of transfers because even studs, let's just say you're a stud on the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Crush it. You got a ton of money coming at you, jersey sales, all this stuff. Your senior year gets here. Do you know what would make you a killing if you were still a star? I'm going to transfer to Bama. Now, all those people buy your jerseys.
Sure.
The biggest money comes in for all of the endorsements and all that other stuff.
So
it's crazy.
I do think I've heard 2 really interesting arguments recently. about the whole, because people get upset about the transfer portal and everything, and especially like the coaches that are whining about it, right? And
well, it's just, I mean, they don't know how to navigate.
Well, here's one analyst though that I thought was very interesting. It's like, first of all, if you don't want players as soon as they get a better offer to jump ship, and you want to build loyalty and all this stuff, then how about coaches? Stop dropping your team after building it for one program as soon as you get a little bit better deal somewhere. They're like, they've been learning this game from the coaches.
Oh, that's fair.
So it's like, other than
looking at you, Lane Kiffin.
Right, but I mean, seriously. So it's, to some degree, they're like, that's not a fair criticism of the players when that's exactly the game that coaches have.
Right.
What coach these days get through a contract without forcing renegotiation to keep them there, or by threatening to leave, or just leaving and going and getting a higher paying gig?
I mean,
and
I kind of understand why Harbaugh left.
Well, sure. I'm going to give him the pass on that one.
We're going to give him the deal.
But to some degree, like, I was like, you know what? That is a very interesting analysis of a double standard when it comes to the coaches that are just, every year it's the coaching carousel. Where are people going? And it's assumed.
Well, I mean, you've got Clemson, you've got Georgia, you've got Alabama. Like, those programs, their coaches have been there, and they'll continue to be there. I mean, Georgia in the last 20 years has had 2 coaches.
Well, and that's the thing with Georgia. They were always kind of the anomaly in that world, because
well, we didn't want to like have to buy somebody out of their contract. We're fiscally responsible.
What's his last name? Mark
Richt.
I almost said Mark Sanford. That was that South Carolina governor that went on the lam with that Argentinian lady when they said he was hiking the Appalachian Trail. Mark Richt, opposite of Mark Sanford. He was kind of the anomaly, because, and that was to some people's criticism, is that he just kept staying and doing it and having great seasons, but always like, you know, get to the SEC championship, win it a couple times, always like 9-3, 8-4.
Yeah. A lot of tens.
Yeah, right, exactly.
10
so
and
like good seasons, but never took it that one step further. And that's, to some people, was like, why is he still, you know, in a lot of places he'd be on the chopping block, you know? Yeah. And then the same, like, Kirby Smart, I think,
Mark
will be
Richt
there.
and Chick-fil-A, they had a deal.
I think that Kirby Smart will probably be there for a while. But outside of, like,
I think Kirby will he's already probably turned down so much stuff.
Well, and that's the thing also, when you're having that success, but it's your alma mater.
Yeah.
Like,
we're in a great spot.
That's your dream job.
Yes.
Nick Saban obviously he controlled the world from there. So it wasn't, there wasn't really a necessity for him to be hopping. And Dabo has been waiting to try to get the Alabama job. I mean, that's been not a secret. He's always said he would go back to Alabama in a heartbeat. So he's been doing well at Clemson, hoping to get that call, and he didn't get that call, especially because he's had some mediocre seasons. But other than that, really, it's a coaching carousel pretty much across the country. And so that, I mean, we got way off topic on that, but I think that that was a good.
I mean, what topic are we on?
That's fair. We're talking about bookers. But I think that was a pretty astute analysis of, like, how are you supposed to expect kids playing football that finally can get compensated for it to sit there and say, no, you have to be loyal here. We're giving you an opportunity.
Right.
When it's like, you're not going to, as soon as someone offers you $500,000 more a year, you're going to jump ship. You're literally going to leave here. So you have no loyalty to this program. And I think that's, but then on the flip side of that, I heard one person predict that, well, maybe they're going to start making these players sign contracts that state you are required to play here X amount of games and yada, yada, and make it more corporate, and say, as a part of this, and to have access to our NIL partner, that you have to be able to be available for X amount of games and yada yada, and then hold them civilly liable if they break that contract to try to discourage them from going and playing somewhere else. So I think that it is kind of the Wild West right now because it's fresh and there's not a great framework around it. I mean,
but how do you contractually hold somebody there when you don't pay them? That's going to be the issue.
Well, I think
so. Sports, they're going to have to pay them.
Well, it's like one offering the scholarship for one.
Okay. Well, that is
but I'm just saying. I mean that's a consideration. That is, you are then within you're in a.
But I mean, if you're being hunted,
if
you're being hunted by multiple colleges, guess what you're getting? You're getting a scholarship.
Well, then you're having, but I'm saying that you're signing this contract to accept this, which is valued at a scholarship valued at $100,000 over the course of this. You're required to be here for X amount of games. Also, you have access to our NIL program because it's not like you can be a non-Georgia athlete and get into the NIL fund. Like it's still tied, even though they aren't coordinating.
There would have to be some sort of like.
But then you know what you'll start seeing?
Super PAC of like NIL money out there that will say, we will allocate every person on this team $100,000.
Well, or the school
minimum,
or the school offers a base compensation package.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The school will have to,
even if it's not very much, but in order to say you get a scholarship plus housing and food and meals plus $100,000 a year.
Yeah.
And even though that doesn't sound like very much,
or it's like $15 an hour, averaging 8 hours.
Right, but then it becomes a working contract instead of just what it is. But then there's also then you'll just see. So say, you're in breach of contract. They try to sue you for damages. Then the other school pays it. Right. You settle out of court, and then money's just changing hands that way. I don't think that would necessarily stop it.
So then
the NIL.
Then Georgia gets richer.
The NIL then has a legal defense fund as a part of their collective of sponsorships that goes to help pay buyouts of players.
Oh my gosh! The only people that make money is attorneys
and the athletes.
That's it.
And the coaches and the programs.
Well, the managers.
Yeah.
The agents make the most money.
You got a breakdown on that?
Well, no, they don't make. They rep multiple people. Will
this bottle is why I love Booker so much.
Oh,
it's a fantastic.
It's really good pour.
By bar pass, it was like $99.
I'd pay $100 for it.
Yeah, solid.
And that is hard for me to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they know what they're doing with the Bookers. Always love Bookers.
Yeah, this is pretty great.
Glad I'm back in on it.
It's kind of not dark chocolate, but more like milk chocolate.
Yeah,
like it's got that.
It's almost like,
or it's like in between,
like Cadbury milk chocolate, but with like a caramel gooey center.
I don't get a lot of.
I
caramel.
do get some caramel.
I say caramel, but whatever.
All right, folks. That's going to do it for the podcast. I love doing it when you take a sip. Thanks, everyone. Go ahead and check out our Patreon at patreon.com/thepodcast. And you can join like town hall or virtual bar night level. They're super fun. We've done a lot more already since we revamped that. You can ask anyone. They're a ton of fun. We had a town hall that had like 5 other people on it the other night, and it was just a blast.
Oh, yeah.
Small
group. It was
just riffing.
It was great.
Telling jokes.
Tall tales. I almost want to cap them at 5. First 5 get in. Yeah. Everybody else,
no, we're not going to do that. But it was a lot of fun, and we did get to spend some one-on-one time with people. So you want to check that out? Go to patreon.com/thepodcast. If you're curious about it, go to our podcasters Facebook group and just put in there. We're like, hey, who does town hall? Do you like it? People will respond. They do like it. So
yeah, I mean,
that's one way.
People might say it sucks.
Well, I mean, we can delete those comments
pretty
quickly. We get notifications when someone posts. So, all right, that's going to do it. Thank you, folks. We don't know Jack,
but we'll drink it. Bye.